All right, so this is a video demo of what we're calling, I guess, Blueprint Lecture 7, Exercise 1, Simulating Dice Rolls. So we're going to do this in a blueprint, and we're going to base it on your traditional six-sided dice. If you wanted to do something more like Dungeons and Dragons, D&D, you could use something different, but we're going to go through the standard one. All right, we can use any project to do this basically, and we're going to open the level blueprint. All right, so to do so, I've set up a new project here using the VR workspace, and I'm going to go into blueprints and jump into open level blueprint. All right, so the thing is, we're not going to need these two nodes. We're going to come off of the event enter being pressed. So let's take a look at the step-by-step instructions, make sure they make sense to you and that you can understand what they mean by them. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a variable of type integer called attack value. I'm going to highlight that so I get it spelled the right way. And under variables, I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to do Control V to paste the name, and I'm going to change the type to integer. So when I drop down this little list here, I'll see integer is a value of a type. It's called attack value. Add the enter keyboard event. Now to add a keyboard event, there's a couple of ways. If you right click and you type in keyboard, then you can see all of the keyboard events. And if you look through here, you could find keyboard, for example, let's see, it should be in here, enter. There it is. It's red, indicating that either is happening or not. So what we're going to do is when it's pressed, we want to do something. We're going to start to drag off here and follow the instructions to build a blueprint that when you press enter, something happens. Here's the picture they're giving you. You'll notice this is a set node, which is going to change the value. It's our variable. What we're going to do is we're going to use two random integers and add them together to come up with it. The values 1 and 6 are the range of a six-sided dice. So what we're going to do here is we've set up this variable called attack value. If we're going to alter the value, if I hold down the Alt key and then I drag out, it's going to be a set. So when it's pressed, I'm going to set an attack value. The attack value is going to be calculated based on, and all I'm doing now is I'm just matching the image here from the instructions to what I'm going to do here. This is an addition pin, which is mathematical. And these are random integer in range. So we're going to need two of those and an addition pin, or an addition node. So random integer in range. Random integer in range. It's right here. So the lowest value on a single dice could be 1, and the highest is going to be 6. Since this is set up the way I want it, I'm just going to do a Control W to duplicate it, and I got a second one. So it's like rolling two different dice. Now to set up an addition, I'm going to right click and look under Math, Add. You'll see there's one called int plus int. So the output of this pin is going to become the attack value. And that's going to be calculated by adding these two random values together. So what we have here is if you press the enter key, it will set the attack value to the total of the two random values, each representing one of the dice. Let's take another peek at that image and make sure we understand what it's doing now. So what we're going to do is we're going to print string, which is something we've done before, and that's going to use a function called append, which is going to add to the end. So we're going to put the word attack, and we're going to bring in, now this is interesting, when you drag this pin from here to there, it's going to automatically build this little dot. That's changing the format of the output. So the next thing really to do as we drag out is print string. And then we just have to make sure we do an append here. Okay. So in here, we're going to do a print string. And the thing we're going to do here is we're going to pull back and look for the word append. And the first thing we're going to bring in for append would be a text value like attack. And what we're going to do is we're going to add the two of them together. The return value from here is going to come into B, and the return value is going to go right there to that string. All right, that's the main thing. I'm going to do a compile while I'm in here and check for any error messages. Go back in the instructions and make sure I'm not forgetting about something. Play the game and press enter to see the attack value. Let's see what we do here. So now if I move this off to the side, I'm going to double click to resize this. There we go. And when I play it, and while I watch on the screen here as I hit enter, click to activate it, attack value 7, a number of them. That's the first lab. That's what it's doing. When you hit enter, it comes up with a random value.